Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to UROC Radio and thank you for watching my show Youngest in Charge.
Hey guys, welcome to UROC,
where we bring you weekly topics and new content.
This is UROC Radio, bringing you global entertainment. Have fun.
Thank you for tuning in to my show Youngest in Charge, and today I'm back with another interesting topic and I'm with my special guest. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Joy Echipwe, Mrs. Joy Echipwe, and I'm so delighted to be on your show today.
That's my pleasure, and thank you for being on the show as well. But today, me and my special guest are talking about a very interesting topic, and the topic is, why do parents so often force their children to study a course in college or university that they don't want to study by their own will? So I'm going to get this topic started by asking you what you think about this.
This is, anyway, like I said, thank you so much for having me on the show. And this is an interesting topic, although the time you gave to me was so short, but I had no choice than to come here and probably do a little bit of justice to this topic. Why do parents, force children to study courses they don't want to study in uni or in their college or something? I will start by saying, congratulations to all the children that got into school this season. A lot of resumed, some are yet to resume, some are on their way, and if you are in this situation where the course you're going to study in school, you're being mandated by your parents to go study it, I would say, don't worry. You don't worry. You are being good for listening to your parents. I would say kudos to you. Some children will say parents do this out of their own selfishness, but I don't totally agree with children. If you know me very well, you will understand that I'm a woman that loves children. I love children. You don't need to be my biological child for me to look your way. No, I love children a lot. So a lot of them do come to me to tell me A, B, C. This is the problem they are facing at home. And we sit down, we deliberate on it, and thank God we always come up with something positive that at the end, they always come back to say, Auntie, thank you so much. I would not totally agree that it is out of selfishness that some parents push their children into going to study a course the child doesn't like. To start with, I would say that, parents, we know better. We know better.
I just pause you there for a minute.
I've not even started.
I agree that parents do know better, but seeing from the teenagers, we even have a color calling in.
Are you sure this caller is calling in for this course? For this, okay.
If you're calling in, please call back in again. If you're calling,
if you're calling for this show, Youngest in Charge, if you're calling in for Youngest in Charge, and the topic is, why do parents like to force children, to study courses they don't like in colleges? If that's why you're ringing, no problem. We'll pick your call now. Okay. All right.
Well, as I was saying, I do agree with you. Parents do know best for their kids, but I see it from the teenager's point of view. What about if you now do your exams and there's a course that you really need and have been wanting to study since, and you get enough points for that course, and now your parents are telling you to do another course, but if you do that course that you want to do, that you're going to be perfect for it, that you've already been pre-reading it before you've got the points for it, and now it's time for you to do the course. Your parents want you to do another course. I see where you say that parents know the best for their kids, but in this type of situation, it's kind of it's kind of messy.
I will come to that. Let's start with this, that parents, we know best, and parents are looking from this angle that if you study this course A, B, C, parents are looking at the future. Is this course you want to go and do, is it okay? Like my children, if we're looking at courses, the first thing we look at is viability. How viable is this course? How viable is that course you want to study? Your first degree, what are you expecting? As in the pay, what pay? How much are you expecting per annum? You know, those are the things. You don't just, it's very good passion. You want to go and study a course. We have a lot of things that we need to look into. Number one thing is passion. Yes. Are you passionate about, especially those in the health sector? You know, I will be the last mommy that will want to force my child to go and study nursing or to go and do medicine or for you to be in the health sector, you have to be passionate about what you are doing or what you are going into. So, my dear, see, number one thing is this. Parents are looking at the future. How viable is this course that you are passionate about? You know, if it's viable, that's fine. Can this feed you later in future? If you are a man, you want to get married, can this hold you and your family? If you're a woman as well, will you be able to support your husband and stuff like that? So viability is one thing that they look at, you know, for them to say, my daughter or my son, please study this. It will be good for you to study this. Listen, there's no parent that will want to mislead a child. That's one thing I want children to have in mind. There's no parent that would deliberately want to mislead a child or their children. Every parent wants the best for their child or for their children. That is one thing that you have at the back of your mind. Let me come to this one that you're saying. A child has something he or she wants to study, and suddenly mommy says, no, you're not doing this, or daddy says, no, you're not doing this. This is what I want you to study. For parents, listen, these children, because there are some, a lady was telling me something, was it 2 Sundays ago, that a young girl went in, did nursing, and graduated. And you know what she said to mommy? She said, mommy, listen, this certificate is for you. I did this course to please you. You can have it. Now I am going to do the course that I want to study. Mama was crying. Mama was, you know, all over the place. Yes, that's true. It happened. It happened in Ireland. You know.
I'm confused. Is that a good or bad thing? Was the mom crying tears of joy, or was she sad?
No, mommy is sad.
Oh.
Mommy is sad that somebody is misleading her child. Somebody is this, somebody is that, somebody, you know, that's the kind of cry. Mommy is very sad. You know, why would anybody not want to work as a nurse? She has done her nursing 4 years in school, and now she wants to start all over. Parents, these are the things we look into as well. You know, because to me, you have wasted that child's 4 years.
So who would you say is in the wrong now for that?
No, nobody is in the wrong. No, but my dear, nobody is in the wrong. You see, that child might decide not to go. Yeah, and she has started college again. She has started doing her, I can't remember what course she's studying now. But do you know, along the line, she can still come back to her nursing. No knowledge is actually lost. Okay? But you see, where I don't like it is where this thing, you know, there are times parents so force these children that after year 2, you see them dropping out. I don't like that. If a child explains to you, that mommy or daddy, you see this course, I don't want to do it, blah 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 blah, she has her reasons and everything. If you ask me, I will say let her be. To be honest, she has her master's. When she's doing her master's, she can decide to do something, you know, else different from that her first degree. If you ask me, for me, it's get into college, get that first degree for me. By the time you are done with your first degree, you will have, you know, they will be wiser. These children will be wiser, you know, by the time they are done with their first degree. Now they really want to settle down and know this is, they have a better bearing, you know. That's why I'm saying this is, instead of you to not make that child go to college, or instead of you as a parent to make that child drop out. My friend's, my daughter's colleague dropped out in year 3. This guy was doing one of these engineering courses. And in year 3, he said the course is not for him. I even said to my daughter, can you invite this young man, you know, so that let's talk, let's have a chat. Because if you're able to get to 3rd year Why don't you just complete your 4th year and do something else that you want to do? But as we speak now, that young guy what he said to my daughter was that he actually went into this course because of his parents. This is not his original plan. He's 22. Yeah, that guy is 22 and he's starting all over now. I wish him all the best though. So my dear, it's not a bad thing that, oh, mommy wants me. Okay, I was actually discussing this with my son this morning. He said to me that he has a friend that she's so upset. And I said, what happened? He said she got 2 offers of because she actually wants to study, but mommy wants her to do medicine in Poland. But she doesn't want to do medicine. And I said, anyway, medicine is not a bad course to go and study. That don't worry, this girl, she will appreciate mommy and daddy or whoever is sending her to go and study it in future. But my son said to me, Mom, you won't understand. This girl is almost going into depression as I speak with you right now, because she prefers the course they give to her. She has the points for both medicine and the other one, but that she doesn't want to do medicine or whatever. But the mom wants her to go to Poland and go and, do medicine. You see, all these things too, like I said, variability. Parents are looking at what you're going to start earning in future. Parents are looking at life will be comfortable for you. Parents are looking at a lot of things and putting things into consideration.
Sorry, but like at the same time, yeah, you can't really study something that you're not passionate about. So if your parents pull you into a what's it called, course to study, and you don't have passion for that course, you won't enjoy studying the course.
The course.
So
That's
you
true.
won't be able to progress too well at the end of the day unless you're forced into being passionate about the course. But maybe as you go along, you just start to like the course and you just pick up from there. But it doesn't always get like that.
You're right, my dear. There are some, as they go along, they love it and they'll say, oh, thank you for making me study this. And there are some along the way, no way, it's a no for them. A complete no for them. But see, in this situation now, parents should get children to talk. Dialogue with these children. To me, dialogue with them.
Some parents don't like to listen though. Some parents actually do sit their children down and dialogue with them, but some parents will just be thinking, I'm your mother, I know what's best for you, so I don't want to hear it.
It doesn't really work out well in all cases, because you see these days, their mental health too for these children or of these children matters a lot. Mental health. Was it in the last 3 years we've heard of suicide missions, how teenagers took their own lives. Up till today, we're unable to find out what actually happened. Although 1 or 2 people said it was pressure from mommy and daddy, they were struggling with their courses. They were struggling with what they were doing. So parents, no, it's time that we sit and dialogue with these children. Dialogue with them. We are trying our best. We'll try our best as parents to talk. And if your child gives you good reason why he or she does not want to study that course, you want them to study, I beg you, please leave them. It's not a do or die matter. Leave them. I believe by the time they finish their first degree, they are wise enough to say, oh, mommy, sorry for not listening to you. Maybe they want to do that course now. I know you might not even be the one to sponsor it anymore. Yes. One thing about we parents is, I will not say we are in a hurry, but we are. We want our children to, it's not as if we're competing with anybody, no. But we just want our children to get it done and dusted. Oh, my child is doing this. It gives parents joy. I know that. But we need to put a lot of things into consideration. That child's happiness matters a lot. Nobody wants to take care of a sick child. By the time you push your child into, you must do this, you must do that because I'm your mommy, because I'm your daddy, and the child becomes, out of thinking, he or she goes into anxiety, sets in, depression comes in. At the end of the day, that child will not even be able to study, even the one you want her or him to study, or even the one originally the child wants to study. So we need to slow down with these children. Thank you so much. This is an interesting and very important topic that we're talking about, because right now, a lot of homes, there is fire on the mountain in a lot of homes because of this thing we are talking about. And parents, if you're listening, if you're watching us, I know some will say, what is this one saying? Do not brush it, because you don't want your child to go into depression. It's very, very, very easy to fall into depression.
Yeah.
Yes, it is very easy. Out of anger, out of unhappiness, out of overthinking.
No one to talk to.
No one to talk to. No one is listening to me. They come to me. I talk with them. Thank God I will use Bible to cancel. That's the word of God, because that is what I know. That is what helps me. And that is what I use in counseling them. They come to me, we talk, and I will say, some will say, thank you, auntie. And some I meet with their parents and listen, A, B, C. At times, it works out well. At times, it works out well. So we need to listen to them. What is their passion? What do they like? Yes, I'm of that opinion. And as a parent, if you are able to convince the child, bravo. 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 Yeah.
Well, as you guys are watching the show, you can see that you're getting it from a parent perspective and you're getting it from a teenager perspective as well. So you can compare from both perspectives. But what we're basically saying, we both agree with each other that parents shouldn't force a child to do a course. If you're able to get the child to without forcing them, then well done to you. But as a child, as the teenager as well, you should be able to tell if you don't want to do the course they're telling you to do, you should be able to tell them a good reason why you don't want to do it. And if you have a course that you do want to do, tell them why that course overshines the course they want you to do, and how much you have a passion for that course. And at the end of the day, your parents, they know what's best for you, but they will end up listening to you because they want the best for you. And also to parents as well, talk to your children. Don't just tell them you want them to do something because you want them to do it. Tell them why you want them to
Reasons.
do it. Yeah, tell them the reasons, and also hear their reasons out if they have a course that they want to do instead of your course. But
can I chip in something? There's this husband and wife. The husband is a doctor, and the wife is that's medical doctor. The man is a surgeon, and the courses their children did in school. Anyone would have expected them to force their children into the medical field and stuff like that. And the first child studied was history, or one course like this that normally parents would say, oh no, that's not a good course and blah blah blah. And the second one as well studied, I can't remember. But like when I spoke with the dad and I was like, why didn't you get your children? Oh, he said, no. I'm in the medical field. That, listen, you have to be passionate about this. Let them get their first degree. After first degree, if they want to continue, if they want to swap, that's fine for them. Anyone that makes life easy for them and happy. That the most important thing in everything, be happy in what you're doing. Once you are happy, you got it right. But once you're not happy, there are times, there's this explanation this man gave, and I was like, wow, because ordinarily, people will be thinking, if the first one is not this, the second one, they will be in that field, So, like you said, parents, learn to listen. It's good for us to listen. Listen to our children, even if you don't like what they want to study. Be calm. Don't turn it to fire on the mountain in the house. Don't make life unbearable for that child, because you're pushing that child away from you. You're pushing the child away from you. The child might decide to do your course, and that relationship between you and that child is gone. Honestly, and you will now be there saying, oh, what happened? Where did you miss it? Listen, we need to be careful. We need to be very, very careful.
Overall, it's not really a long conversation, but we got through most of the things. But thank you guys for tuning into my show. youngest in charge, and thank you very much for being my special guest. You were a pleasure. I had so.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you very much for being my special guest. I had how do I say it now? I had a pleasure speaking with you. That's what I'm trying to say.
To say, okay.
But, everybody, please get at the URock socials. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube at URock TV, and follow us on Instagram and follow us on Facebook at URock Media One. And thank you all for tuning into my show. You're Mr. Charge. I'll be back next week Friday with another special show for you. Stay safe and have a blessed Friday.
Thank you so much.